This is Shana,
And Kris.
and we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
All right, this week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have romantic minority. Romantic minority are individuals who experience romantic attraction that differs from the societal norm of being attracted to individuals of the opposite gender. My sentence is people who identify as romantic minorities can experience discrimination such as verbal insults, threats of violence, and discrimination in employment or housing, to name a few.
Here we go.
What you got?
All right, my Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is culturally queer. Culturally queer. So shout out to my good friend Frederica for bringing this to my purview. Cultural queerness refers to the performance of queerness as an identity or aesthetic without necessarily being queer. Cultural queerness has nothing to do with actual gender identity or sexual orientation, nor with allyship, as most like to think that it is. My sentences as an example of someone who would state that they are culturally queer is actor Darren Criss. You most likely know him from Glee. He stated this in an interview a few years back when really he's a straight guy who majored in musical theater and has a lot of queer friends. So he feels like his life is
Listen,
culturally queer.
fool me. I was like, what? You know, shout out to him and his wife, who I believe are having a child, because I was like, what?
The baby is here. The baby is here.
Oh, is it?
I think it's
Okay.
a
Well,
fresh
the
baby.
baby's here.
I think it's
Okay.
pretty much a fresh baby. So yeah,
Shout
that's
out to them conceiving, carrying, and having the child, then going all the way through. Yep. Tell you what, because
accomplishing every
I
step.
was like, yeah. Natasha Leone is also culturally queer, right? She's not actually queer. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
she
talking
said that
about?
she's
But
not.
but I'm from
And
but
we're
I'm a
all like,
cheerleader.
we
And I'm like,
know.
what do
Yeah.
you mean?
Orange is the new
Yeah,
black.
yeah. You gotta watch Poker Face on it's on Peacock. And it's
Okay.
only one season in. You have to binge it. It is so good.
Okay.
She's amazing in
I
that.
got the week
That's a
off
good
next week.
watch.
I can do that.
There we go.
Boom. Thank you for my
Poker
couch
Face.
watch.
So good. I would rewatch it. It was very good. So,
I love
yeah.
that. Okay. Thank
Mhm.
you. I need stuff added to my watch list. I'm getting through things.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
over halfway through Bridgerton now, finally. Took me a minute,
I
but we
haven't
got
even
there.
started it. I need to start. But I also have Hacks season, was it two? It's three. It might be season three now that I gotta get
Mhm,
started on.
mhm.
So
I'm still pushing through The
we gotta do
Shy,
it.
taking my
The
time.
Shy, I'm still behind. I'm just behind. I'm just behind on everything. I'm behind on
Truly,
life. I'm
truly.
behind
We're
everything.
we're doing our
We're just
best.
behind.
We're doing our
We
best.
really are. It has been a month. A long month. A long month.
And it's rude that we are both fighting for our lives during Pride Month.
But you know what? That would be a backward opinion.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna wait.
Actually, I
I'll just
take
wait.
note of that because I feel like I
I'll
have a
just
good
wait.
follow-up because I went to a queer comedy show last night and they
Uh-huh.
talked about Pride Month and how tiring it is. So I feel like it's going to tie into
Listen,
whatever you're
it's
saying and
pretty
I'll bring
much
up
that.
some of their
Yeah.
points. I took notes. So
Listen, it
we'll
is.
talk about it. We'll talk.
Ooh, tell you what.
Yes. Before we do that, let's go ahead and praise Billy Porter. Our first category is talking about the 25 rainbow flag waving companies who donated $18 million to anti-gay politicians since the last election.
Yeah, as a surprise to probably no one. There's Popular Information, which is a popular progressive Substack that prides itself on independent journalism, has released a list of prominent US companies that have donated to anti-LGBTQ plus legislation and candidates. Among the companies, and I feel like this list isn't surprising at all, um, AT&T is at the top with $1.2 million donated.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little Comcast coming in at three.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Altria is. That's number two. I don't know who they are, but Altria, Altria. They probably own a bunch of things. Probably own
Google's.
this mic.
Google.
Charter Communications, CBS is in there for a milli. United
A
Health
milli.
Group, a million. Pfizer, just under a million. Walmart, no surprise to anybody,
Oh,
playing both
Altria is the
sides.
tobacco company.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
that tracks.
that's in line. They probably have to. They probably have a separate, like, it comes
Yeah.
out automatically. They don't even see that.
They're one of the world's largest producers and marketers of tobacco, cigarettes, and medical products.
Well, there we are. So they have it. It comes out automatically
Yeah.
monthly, probably.
Yeah. They have a recurring check
They
going
don't
out.
even
Yeah.
know how
That
much
it's
comes
there.
out at this point.
That's like when
It's
they
just
catch
been
you on the
going
street
4 years.
and they say, "Oh, do you know how many subscriptions you have?" And people are like, "I don't know, 8." And they're
No.
like, 27. That's what they
That's
are.
exactly what's happening with Altria. So, but it's also in line. Nobody's stopping it. General Motors, about 800K, almost 900K. Home Depot. Google is at 728K.
Google.
Deloitte, Amazon, UPS, Microsoft, Visa, Eli Lilly and Company, Aflac, Blue
Not
Cross Blue
Affleck.
Shield. Yes, the duck. The duck said,
No,
"I am
not
not
the duck.
affiliated with any of this. I am a paid actor.
Not
Please
the
respect
duck.
me." Blue Cross Blue Shield, T-Mobile, Boeing. Boeing should be spending that money elsewhere, like, safety. Verizon, Delta Airlines, FedEx, and Dell. So
God,
that
you
is the
just
list.
ruined so many people's days.
And, I am pro protest. I am in boycott as well, even though it may not sound like it on this show. But realistically,
We
most
can't.
companies are support racism in some way or racist themselves. They're anti-LGBTQ plus, they're sexist, they're ableist, all these things. So, when we pinpoint a couple of companies like, the Chick-fil-A's and all that, it's like the Starbucks, it's like, no, do your thing. I support you. However, for me, that's not going to be the person I boycott because the list is long. Like you can't even avoid most of these companies. Like if you live in the US, pretty much all the phone carriers are on here. You got AT&T at the top. You have Verizon, T-Mobile. Like, so you can't really
All of your phone.
avoid you can't.
You
So,
can't.
and then Google, Amazon, Blue Cross Blue Shield, you have them as a health insurance.
I
Like
do.
it is just, have you ever, and I do, right? I have them. United Health Group is on there. So, I had the Pfizer vaccine that's in my body. Yeah, can't really avoid a lot of these, unfortunately still get on Boeing created planes. And yeah, so we know what it is, but I thought that this list from Popular Information was interesting. You can go to popular.info to find them, or just Google Popular Information on Substack to view the whole list and get the specific dollar amount. But yeah, happy Pride, I guess. I don't know what you say. Happy Pride.
That's the main way
And the
to point it
article's
out.
funny because it starts with Deloitte, who's like, they have a float and they're doing this and that. So it's just like these companies be, talking out both sides of their ass. So a lot. It's a lot.
They really do. It's unfortunate, but
yeah, that's where we are.
capitalism.
It is entrenched.
Yep.
This is a positive category. Is the next one is even Black people who don't support queer rights oppose attacks on LGBTQ plus equality. So this new study from shout out to Dr. David Johns and the folks over there at the MBJC came out with a Black Fact study. I feel like I've seen it online like the last couple of days, which is awesome and getting some traction with stuff. But this week it was released and it was a study, first of its kind, performed by public opinion research firm HIT Strategies with additional support from Family Equality, GLSEN, the Human Rights Campaign, LGBTQ Task Force, and the National Center for Lesbian Rights. So collaboration with these organizations to research and survey 1,300 Black registered voters of varying ages across the U.S. in order to seek explicitly to gauge attitudes among Black people on Black LGBTQ plus issues and people. They divided the survey respondents into 3 categories. Sometimes they overlapped with active accomplices, passive allies and opponents.
That's really how we should be referring
Ops, if
to
you will.
allies
Yep.
is passive allies, because that's
it.
really what it is.
Yeah.
It's like you're either an accomplice or you're not. So you're just a passive ally. Like that's
And
what that is.
active accomplice. I love the
Okay.
three, and sometimes overlapping groups, as they say, because you can go between probably being active accomplice and passive ally. But if you're an op, you're an op. So, but so the study found that approximately 65% of Black Americans identify themselves as supporters of LGBTQ plus people and rights, including 57% of Black Americans who go to church, which is a high number. If if you're a part of the community, that's actually pretty high. And then 71% of Gen Z Blacks, are all for the support of Black queer people. However, because there's always a however, the study found significantly lower support for Black transgender and non-binary people in particular. 39% of respondents said Black trans and GNC rights were not important to them, and only 33% said they felt a sense of shared fate with Black trans or GNC person. This drop-off did correlate to a lack of personal experience, while an overwhelming majority of respondents knew LGBTQ person in their lives. Only 42% said that they knew of a trans or GNC person, which correlated to that a 58% steep drop in support for the remaining folks. So yeah, they don't know. They don't know anybody, but they act like they don't know, because they certainly do have
whether or not they
trans and
realize.
GNC. Yeah, they do have, they know GNC and trans Black folks in their life. But that's where the lack of support came. I don't think this is particularly surprising, but it is a good survey to just this is the first of its kind, as we mentioned. And yeah, it's good to see that they're supportive of Black people, but this is obviously only 1,300, Black registered voters. It'd be interesting to know what states too, that they were.
Yes.
But, still positive. I think that if anything, it just, shows us what work we have to do within the community, obviously, to make sure that acceptance grows for our Black trans and GNC folks. But I don't know, at least just it's positive. It's on the positive side of things, because, a lot of times we think of the Black American community as very homophobic, and they're actually not more than other groups. I saw a study that just came out about like how much Republican white support has dropped for queer marriage in the last like 10 years, since we're celebrating the 10 years for it. So like, Black Americans are not more homophobic than other groups, but it's good we're out here asking the questions, seeing where we are, seeing, hopefully they can grow this survey for the coming years and we get more accurate numbers. But we'll take a win, honestly. I told y'all this month it's so long. So and I think sometimes with surveys that come out in these headlines, I'm not sure how many people in the Black community are going to see this, but the ones that do, if they're on the fence about anything, they're like, oh, well, more people, it's like the peer pressure of like, oh, okay, well, there's more acceptance, even if they don't know that it's only like 1,300 people. And it could swing some things for some people, if they could take in the rational facts and the things, antiquated views that they still have, they can certainly be swayed by seeing that, a lot of people in the community actually do support us and don't, oppose attacks against our equality. So, and that's maybe wishful thinking, but either way, there you have it. Black facts study. Black facts.
Black facts.
Yeah. Black facts. Black facts.
All right,
I
we're
love
gonna
it.
go ahead into our third and final category is we gotta talk about some sports. We are about to be talking about sports a lot because the Olympics are coming up and we are so excited. So excited. So let's talk about some of our favorite queers in the Olympics right now. We just had the US Olympic track trials and Sha'Carri Richardson came out and did what needed to be done. The title
Shout
of the
out.
article from Outsports was literally Sha'Carri Richardson runs to Paris Olympics. Because as fast as that bitch was running, she basically could.
Yeah. Shout out to Sha'Carri. She has had a great, really honestly, like a movie arc. So hopefully she brings gold home, in this year's Olympics. But quite an arc there. It's a
Right?
good movie. It's a good
Right.
movie. It's
Lifetime's going to
there.
pick that up. As soon as
Nah,
you said
it's
it,
big
the
time. This
contract is
big
already being
time.
signed.
It's big time. Nah,
The
this not
no life
Lifetime.
look, Lifetime is going to
Mm-mm.
do it
It's too
regardless
much
if a
money.
big time
It's
is
too
going to
much
do
money.
it. Regardless if
Sha'Carri
there's
is
a big
in
movie,
Google commercials. She is not going to do an
regardless,
Nike
she's
athlete.
not
This
going
is going
to,
to be a
but they are
bidding war
going to
between
do.
Apple and Amazon,
Look,
and they're going to have
but
all the rights.
somehow Lifetime always gets in there with whatever low budget version of those big movies it is going to be. And Lifetime figures it out. I don't know how. I don't know what loopholes their lawyers
I don't
have,
know.
but Lifetime is going to make the B-rated budget version of
We'll see.
whatever
They got to do the
those
Angel
giant
Reese
movies
movie
are.
first.
They
So
do. Oh
we'll
my
see. They
gosh.
only get one
Ah,
sports movie a year. So
ah,
I don't know. I think they would probably go with the Angel Reese
Angel.
Caitlin Clark story.
Angel.
I don't know what they would name,
Oh,
but that's
friend.
if
I
they had
was
to pick.
at I was
So,
at the Chicago Sky Fever game.
ooh, what a game to go to
What
see
a
them come
game.
back. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
woo,
Wow.
woo. I can't pivot. We're talking about Sha'Carri right now, but we will talk about that shortly.
Yeah.
So happy reminder that Sha'Carri is one of us. She is bisexual, and we continuously need to give this bisexual queen her flowers. So reminder, like Kris was saying, the arc was there. If you remember 3 years ago, after qualifying for the Olympics, when she was what 22, 21, she was then banned due to having marijuana in her system. And remember, she only had marijuana in her system because she needed to smoke a little weed to cope with finding out that her biological mother had died. And they were all
Get
like,
her off the track.
no,
Get her off the track.
get her out. Shame. And it was rude. And now she has come back and basically set it off. At the US Track and Field Olympic trials this weekend, she qualified for the Paris Olympics with a record time of 10.71 seconds. This makes her the current fastest woman in the world this year so far.
Mm-mm-mm.
And mind you, she ran one of these to get to the point that she ran it, she won tied and an offset start. She kind of had to do a little juke and then got back into it. And then it was almost like once she got back into the position that she should have started out in, she just kind of like calm, cool, collected as she ran to the finish. And it was really cool because her and her other two training partners, all three of them were 1, 2, 3 to qualify to go to the Paris Olympics.
It's very cool.
We love to see it. We love to see Black women win. We love to
Mm-hmm.
see it. Sha'Carri stated in this Outsports News article that in the past 3 years, I've grown just a better understanding of myself, a deeper respect and appreciation for my gift that I have in the sport, and as well as my responsibility to the people that believe in and support me. I feel like all of those components have helped me grow and will continue to help me grow into the young lady that I have been divined and by God have been blessed to be. This is a 24-year-old speaking. She has become
I mean, she's
an
lived a life
auntie in her
already.
voice within the last like 3 years. Just think of this girl at her little old age. Her little old age. That's how she's talking. That's how she's moving. If we see this Sha'Carri from 3 years ago to now, it's like, all right, girl.
Yeah. She put her head down, worked at it. I mean, the last couple years, especially the last 2 years, she's done well in like whatever world games and stuff that goes on between the Olympics and everything. But yeah, she got low, kept working, and
Mhm.
just kept winning. Like she's been winning for a couple years now, like really dominating. So it's just great to see. And again, hoping she could bring home the gold. And I can't help but think when she's done with Olympics, I don't know what cannabis company is gonna endorse her,
Like
but the
immediately.
money is there, the bags are there. She's getting the bags. Like she is on every commercial. Like again, a Nike athlete. I know she signed a big contract with Nike, and all of her track gear is like, I was like, do I want track gear?
Right.
Um,
I
the
was like, does
Google
my belly need to be
commercial.
out? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if it
I
can.
was just like, just even the warm, looking like I'm about to warm up and take nah. But the bags are there. So I'm glad she's coming, like getting more than what she deserves and everything. So like people kicking her back in, like for smoking weed. Like it's
To
crazy.
cope
I know.
with bad
Exactly. So,
news.
so mad at her.
Not something that's going to sit and like affect her performance in any way, shape,
At
or
all.
form for other
At
people to
all.
have like an unfair advantage. That's where I feel
Yeah.
like the rules need
Yeah.
to be just catch up with the times a
And
little bit.
just the compassion and empathy of that. Like they were so mad. I mean, yeah, there was just no understanding given to her at all. No grace and everything. And those same people were like, "Oh, I'm so glad. Shut up. Shut up." No. Y'all didn't give her zero grace. And now they're just like, "What a great story," and blah blah blah. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. So shout out to her. And I'm excited for the Olympics. We're coming up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
It's
month
going to be
away
a
or
good
something
time.
like that.
It's going to be a good time. In other Olympic news, the U.S. women's national team the soccer lineup has been, well, the team has been dropped. The team has been dropped. We're super excited. And the main thing that I am mostly excited for is that Black women to the front as our entire forward grouping are Black women.
That's really cool. You gotta get some of their
I'm
jerseys. What are their
thrilled.
Olympic jerseys? You know how to look it up after
Oh, they're
that
tie-dye.
fiasco.
They're a
Okay.
little
Oh, I
tie-dye.
see. That's fine. That's better.
It's much better. Yeah,
Yeah.
much better than previously.
Yeah.
The last
When
time,
they
the
got
last
them
time you were
kicked out
upset.
of the World Cup. Yeah. It was a travesty. It
It
was a
it
World Cup,
was.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't you ever do that again.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, these are cool.
the splatter effect.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You're like,
It's like,
got
Nike,
me.
you know better. That was gross. I
Got
was
me in
like,
the
what are
face.
y'all doing?
They said, if you could just stand in the front, just put your arms up. Thank you so much. So of our forwards, we have Jaden Shaw, Sophia Smith, Trinity Rodman, Mallory Pugh, and Crystal Dunn has finally come out of her defensive space cage, wherever she was locked up in, to now be a forward on the U.S. women's national team. I'm so excited for her. If y'all don't remember, when Crystal Dunn, the first time that she was going to make the World Cup or the Olympic team, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this was when Jill Ellis was still coaching and didn't have her on there and basically told her that the next time around, the best way to be able to make the team is for her to play defense. So she took that in stride when we played in the World Cup in 2018, a time. That was when she like ran the left side of the field. Like nobody could get past her. It was fantastic. That was when I got to see her in Paris. It was glorious. So now it's even better that she's coming back to Paris. As a forward, she's going to go and run things. I feel like this is her redemption moment, and I am thrilled for her. She is a mom. She's been playing in this league for a minute. She's one of the most senior people on the team now. I am hype. And then in midfield, Katarina Macario is coming back. She is back. I'm so excited. Apparently, she missed her call twice from the coach to tell her that she was on the Olympic team because she was at the gym.
That's what I would have told them too. Was at the gym working out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was working out.
You're breathing hard a little bit like, yeah. I was just, staying ready, coach. Staying ready.
The treadmill. Yep.
And then we also have Lindsey Horan, Rose Lavelle, Sam Coffey. And then y'all remember Corbin Albert, the player that shared homophobic and transphobic comments and postings on her social media. And then they went and said, don't worry, we're going to handle this in-house and we're going to have some educational moments. And then Corbin put out a lackluster apology that sounded like ChatGPT could have written it. And then we didn't really hear anything else about it.
Okay, Corbin.
Okay. She's just a young little white person.
Corbin.
So yeah. Sam Mewis on her podcast made a really great statement that discussed how the team mentioned that there was going to be growth moments and opportunities, but that they should have shared it externally and that the fans deserve the accountability to be happening externally because of not only the culture, but the people who are on the team. She's wearing fucking Megan Rapinoe's number. Like, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
God. The
Okay.
homophobe?
Yeah.
How'd they let that happen?
You know, they had hope and then it ruined it. And then Megan Rapinoe had made a tweet about it when it first happened and how she's representing her number and she shouldn't be representing her number, but this person is back on the team.
Jesus.
Back
That's
on
crazy. I
the
mean, they could have
team.
gave her another number. I mean, listen, there's homophobes everywhere. So, and I guess if you're going to be representative of the United States, you got to have at least one or two.
Yeah.
But interesting to have Megan's jersey number. And
Mm-hmm.
then what do you feel about Alex Morgan being left off?
Feeling good, feeling great.
Hmm.
I am okay with it. I think it was time.
It's
It was
time.
time.
Mhm.
She didn't need another year for her to do the same thing. I want all of the people who are at forward right now to cook. Jaden Shaw came in and scored every single game of her like playing career so far on the US women's national team. She has scored every single game.
Hmm.
As like, and she's young. She's young. I feel like she just turned 18. So for her to come in and have that impact, Sophia Smith, Trinity Rodman, Mal Pugh are a triple threat. I was like, let the light skinned ladies go to the top and do their whole thing. And then to be anchored by Crystal Dunn,
Mhm.
she just makes stupid shots. It's just great. And then we got Casey Kruger back on defense. I'm so excited. She has been
Yeah.
had such an up and down journey, and she deserves to be back here and on the field. Naomi Girma, Tierna Davidson, Emily Sonnet, who's gonna be out here talking her shit, and I'm so excited. Jenna Neiswanger and Emily Fox are gonna be out there, and then Alyssa Nair and Casey Murphy are gonna be back there as goalies. I am fairly pleased
So you
with
like
this
Emma's
Olympic
team,
team.
Emma Hayes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this, Emma. I like it a lot. I think it's going to be a good time. I think she is actually going to invest in the younger talent that we have while also building out leaders in some of the other talent. Cause it's great to like Crystal has been on the team, but I don't think she's been able to have a leadership role. And I think with this layout of people, she is going to be able to do that. The most seasoned person on the team, I believe, is Alyssa Nair. And that's great to be able to have her. This is probably going to be one of her last hurrahs. And so to be able to bring in new goalkeepers and things, this is a great time for Rose to actually be able to have a voice. I hope she's training Katarina to become a leader as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be all sorts of greatness. And also the cardio that people are going to have to work to keep up with our forwards and midfielders.
Mm. It's gonna
There's
be
so much
great.
cardio in our forwards and midfielders. If anything, we better just run people to death. Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear nothing else but them running people into the ground, and it'll be fantastic. I'm so excited about this.
It's gonna be a good one. I don't know who's gonna take it because even with the World Cup, like it's gonna be a very good uh Olympic tournament.
Mm-hmm,
Emma
mm-hmm.
Hayes looks like a great British nanny. Like
Yeah,
in
she
this
does.
one photo I'm looking at, not when she's on
I
the
mean, she
field.
sounds like it as well in general in like her interviews and stuff. But like one of those
Yeah.
unfiltered nannies,
Like
that's what
that's what I
she.
mean too. Like really, you like learn up and learn like really good real values and everything. So I
Yeah,
like it.
I'm very
It's
excited.
crazy. I had to
I was like,
find
I know they
another.
announced the basketball one a couple weeks ago, so I figured y'all had heard about that. But
Yeah, yeah.
basketball's
It'll
gonna
be
be a good time.
interesting to. I don't think anybody else. I mean, Chelsea Gray is back. Who else
Chelsea
was
Gray's back.
on
Brittany's
named
back.
there? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nobody else that was named on the team that was injured at the time, right? Because they were
No,
like,
I think it was just
well,
those
just in
two.
case.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
no,
then
they're
and
fine.
now Chelsea and Brittany are out here on the court running things,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're fine.
Yeah,
We're
they're
okay.
fine.
Don't
Hmm.
y'all don't y'all worry. And to see, did you see Clea Copper's jersey reveal when she went and got her jersey? They
I
did
don't think I
individual
saw it.
videos of people getting their jerseys for the announcement for the Olympic team. And Clea,
I don't think I saw that one. By the
she was
way,
so
I've
emotional.
called Kalia Kalia Cooper for the better part of a year and some change.
Wow.
So
Mm,
yeah, I realized that, and I was like, I need to clear that up.
wow.
So it's copper. It's just my dyslexia. It's
Clea.
fine.
That's fine.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we made it.
Yeah.
Congrats to her. Congrats
It's
to
going to be a
everybody.
very, very good Olympic. Like it's very exciting. We get the full steam of it. Like the last one was like, they pushed it a year up from COVID, so it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird. Odd number years are weird. But we're back. We're back on track with 24. So
Yes.
and it's in Paris, and luckily for Corbin, she'll see a lot of gay sex out there in Paris in the Olympic Village. So strap
There
up.
is. Yeah, because didn't we report on that last time where it was like the amount of like lube and condoms and whatever else that they have to have in the Olympic
Oh, the last
Village?
time they had the cardboard beds I was like, you think that's gonna stop the most athletic people from fucking? Like the Olympic Village is just famously known
For fucking.
for fucking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Corbin actually does need to go because this is gonna be, I mean, it's in Paris, so it's gay as hell. It was like the last time it wasn't Tokyo. It was it Beijing? What's the last Olympics in? It was in a oppressive regime country. This is in Paris. This is gonna be gay as hell. So, and then this is the gayest Olympic team, and more people are out. So it's just, yeah, Corbin needs to go for this real experience of, I don't know how well she is as a player and if she actually deserves to be on the team, but there'll be a lot of gay shit happening. And I hope she's like paired with a gay roommate and they do gay shit in front of Corbin and she has to just deal with it. And she's in an immersive experience like that. So there we go, Corbin.
There we go.
Buckle up.
So funny.
A lot of gay shit gonna be happening in your face. So wish there was cameras around, but NBC is not gonna record that. So would be nice.
But somebody's phone could.
Somebody's phone. I do wonder what the rules would be. Yeah, this is like obviously the most social media heavy one because every year that passes makes it more social media heavy. But yeah, this would be interesting. Little TikTok controversies. Love. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. I wonder if they do have any rules though, where they're like, nah, for safety reasons, like don't be, But shout out to the Olympics. So,
Love this for them.
Did you want to circle back and talk any WNBA or?
Let's just talk about the fact that Chicago Sky won against the
I was
while I was in the house.
Y'all,
oh my God, the stress that was in the arena. Especially at that very last call, that was at like the 0.5 seconds at the end. And we were just like, what the fuck is this? Because if it all of a sudden is against Chicago and they have some sort of free throws that they have to do, I was going to be livid. And it was hilarious because my friend, and then the guy next to us, we were assistant coaches that whole game. The whole game we were talking about it because we were like, Chicago, you keep leaving this person in the corner on both sides of the court. Why do you keep leaving this person in the corner? And they love to shoot corner threes. I was like, if there's one thing you can't do for the Fever is leave anybody open that's available to shoot a three. You can't do that. And it was the same corner that was happening. But then we had, and I love that we have our skyscrapers. So
y'all do
skyscrapers, and just to see finally see Camilla.
Towers, but I don't know if that's
that's why we call it Skytown skyscrapers.
Okay.
That tracks. Our social media guy did that. He is great. If you also don't follow the Chicago Sky social media, the person who runs it is phenomenal, and chef's kiss to them. But man, was it great. Of course, the Indiana Fever fans came out in droves. I was like, it's not a far drive.
Was it like 2 hours or so?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Not bad at all. And the parking situation is very easy at the stadium. So to see them there, they tried to do the commentary. And every time they tried to do the commentary in classic Chicago fashion, we got louder. We got louder, more in depth, all of the things. It was great. It was also the Juneteenth game, and they did not hand out enough t-shirts for that. Just gonna let them know.
Did you get a t-shirt?
No.
Okay.
I showed up a whole hour before the game. So it's like, it's not like I got there late.
Somebody white should have given up their shirt to you.
Exactly, because that was the first photo that they showed on social media was like the Juneteenth overlay, but it was a white couple. And I was just like, who did this? Who did this? Who took over the social media for like the day and did that? And I was just like, no, because that wasn't the original guy that's usually there.
Getting real comfortable with Juneteenth.
The way.
Love it. Love Juneteenth.
This is a great shirt. I love it.
Happy Juneteenth.
But man, it was fun. It was fun to see Caitlin like live and doing things. Fun to see the Caitlin Aaliyah Boston. It was fun to see Angel and Melissa Smith going at it. Just back
waving
and
off the
forth,
ref.
forth and back and forth. Erica Weaver is funny as fuck, because there was the one point where she just wasn't letting Angel get back on the court, and she just kind of like
I
hugged her and
saw
shoved her
that.
off
That
into the
was
corner,
crazy.
and that
Yeah.
was hilarious. And
That's
then there
so
was
funny, but again, if that you got to think of these things. If they had done that to Caitlyn, my God,
my
they could
God,
have called a congressional hearing
you
about,
know,
yeah, even in just like that was a funny thing, and of course, Angel said, but like, yeah, that would have been so much. Kennedy Carter, by the way,
Kennedy Carter,
Kennedy Carter
bitch.
is just.
I'm so glad that she is finally under a coach that appreciates her play, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of the previous coaches have just
Mishandled her.
yes, that's the
Yeah.
word. Mishandling is
Mm-hmm.
how she moves about that. So it was just impressive and surprising and all of the things. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're
That was a really good win for y'all to come back and
that
win.
was a
Like
great
that
win.
was really a win.
That was a
Like
great win.
it's like gonna be big for self-esteem and
Oh
all the
yeah.
things going forward, good feels and everything. And then happy for Angel to again turn it on like the way she did. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because I thought, yeah. And I wasn't watching the game because I was driving back from LA. So I missed the whole thing. But I was checking the score and I was just like, I had seen it in the third quarter. I was like, no, Jesus, please, Lord, Father God. It was like it had to be like a 12-point lead. It was definitely double digits.
Yeah.
And y'all just, I mean, and then I didn't see it until it ended. And it was 1 point. And I was just like, and the commentary, Angel Reese, that's what biggest game. And I was just like, oh my God. And it made it such an easier ride. Like I was just like, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them, but good for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Literally
yeah.
that.
hmm It is, I mean, listen, this is after the Olympic break is going to be very interesting to see how things pan out. As mentioned, glad Chelsea Gray is back on the court. Makes me feel complete.
Yep.
I think the
Missed her.
Aces will be fine. Minnesota winning the Commissioner's Cup. You gotta really, I think it might, if it's not Aces and Liberty, it'd be like Minnesota or in the Sun. Like it's just at the top, it's very, very, very competitive. And then you still have
Yeah.
some teams like Dallas where they're missing some superstars and Enrique could only do so much. But like when they come back,
Mm-hmm.
gonna be something. Like I know Satu Sable comes back after the Olympic break. So it's just gonna be a very interesting stretch run to the playoffs and
Yeah.
all that. So
Because the Minnesota Lynx just won the Commissioner's Cup.
Commissioner's Cup. Mm-hmm.
So, and that was against New York Liberty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is all very exciting.
Yep.
Also,
You
the
still
other
gotta
fun
worry about
part.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Still gotta worry about them.
Because they're gonna come back. Diana and Brittany are about to come back,
Mm-hmm.
most likely on a high. So that's gonna be great.
And Kalia Copper.
And Khalid.
Copper. And Tasha Cloud out there. That was a good trade. Like she fits very well out there.
She
So
does. The vibes, the energy,
yeah.
all of it is great. All of it is great. So
I can't wait until this
we love to see
Fever
it.
Mercury game that's coming up because they haven't played yet at all. So I don't.
And to see Diana do what she's gonna do, because you know she's always the most welcoming to the rookies. So
yes, I just can't wait to see it. I had to joke with my cousin who has all the things to say about Diana, where she's like, I'm pretty sure Caitlyn and Diana have about the same points per game and everything for a 42-year-old that you keep saying is over the hill. Like, they got pretty much the same stats. So I don't know. Yeah, they play this weekend. They play Sunday the 30th. I mean, by the time this comes out, the game will be over. But that's going to be a good game because the Fever is clicking, and they're clicking because of Leah Boston and Mitchell and all of them have stepped up. But really, Leah Boston has turned it on. So a lot of good basketball going on. A lot. So shout out to sports. Shout out to sports. Yeah. How about that? Okay. Let's move on to our advice segment. Am I a bad queer? DM your questions to us at badqueerspod on IG. Or email us at Gmail at badqueerspodcast@gmail.com. This first one is from Kia. Kia says, am I a bad queer? Not really a bad queer question, but I wanted to ask you all your opinions. I live in the South and hate the dating culture here for queer women. It's truly non-existent. I got to visit LA for the first time for a friend's graduation and had a time. Is it worth it to pick up and is it worth it to pick up my life and move to a big city like LA so I have a chance at love? Kia. Ooh. Um, hmm. Well, there's certainly more lesbians in LA than probably where you are in the South, but if you do, it's going to be a different set of problems, but there will be maybe a better chance at love. Maybe, yeah. I mean, there's a better chance. There's more concentration of queer people.
Concentration.
There's a
Good word.
concentration of queer people in LA and in the big cities, and that's why you move. So you would have a better chance at love. I just caution to say, number one, it's expensive as fuck. So just make sure you move out there. Very expensive in LA. You might not live in LA. You might have to move further out and then commute in. And that driving in LA is hell. And there's just different problems in different big cities. So don't think it's just all great because you visited and, comparing it to home because you can't. It's apples and oranges. It's going to be different. But yeah, if you have the means to move out there and, want to, sure. Yeah, you can. You sure can. You will have a higher chance at love because there's a higher concentration of queer people. But there's caveats to most things in life. So just be prepared for it. Yeah. LA is LA. So, they're out there doing things. Sometimes not good things. So hope that helps you. like yes, but so it's up to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I feel like the concentration part is accurate. You're gonna find them in a closer vicinity because technically, apparently, somebody I forget who did it, so I can't quote who exactly did it, but somebody did a map, and apparently, the largest the largest grouping of LGBTQ plus folks is located in the South.
In collectively the South,
Yeah,
right?
collectively.
Yes, collectively.
South.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah,
collectively.
and it is actually. Yeah. So
yes,
but
so it's like technically yes, more people, but also way less safe spaces, way more space that you have to go across all of the things. So in the concentration of stuff, if you're ready for city life, hell yeah. But like Kris said, city life brings city problems. And the same thing, once they figure out that you're new to the scene and that you don't have any history with anybody that's there, you are quickly going to have history with people that are there. So it's like, congratulations. But also, it's just opens up a whole new thing. But you can go out there and you could definitely find people. You can be more confident in yourself. Big cities like LA and New York and stuff are way more accepting. So if you're looking for that exposure and expression and stuff, then hell yeah. Just be ready for all of the other logistical things that will come with it. And that you may not find somebody immediately, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. Because there's definitely way more events, way more things, way more stuff. So
yeah.
Yes,
good food. Cool things like you'd be like, oh wow, but yeah good luck. Good luck. Either decision, you could always move home, or that's what my mom says. So I don't know if that rings true for you, but you could.
You could also you could be guaranteed a roommate that's going to take you out of the town and show you all the things. So it could be great. Could be great.
Yep. Yeah.
Rooting for you.
Maybe like a why not? Go ahead and try it.
Yeah. Go visit first.
Yeah.
Go visit again.
Like a week.
Go visit again.
Or two there. Yeah, for sure.
You said you were only there for your friend's graduation. Yeah. That's a celebratory moment. Go and stay with your friend for like a couple weeks and
for sure
explore life and see if you actually like it. Yes. Yeah. Dip your toe in.
Yeah. For sure.
Thanks, Kia. All right. This next one comes from it's either Louis or Luis or whatever. I'm going to say Luis because I like that. I like that. So am I a bad queer for not enjoying Pride Month? Well, look at that. What a trend. It just feels like the straights have taken over and it's just a party that they flock to and take over. I no longer feel like it no longer feels like a safe space and it really frustrates me. I want to get excited about planning for events and stuff, but I just can't. Am I a bad queer? Luis, the answer is no. Because that is what happens. It's so funny. Even here in Chicago, for example, we have Boys Town. All during Pride, the straights flock to Boys Town. You can just tell, you see them all coming in. It's almost like they're just running down the street ready to go celebrate Pride. But then in August, we have an event called Market Days. Completely different vibe, completely different energy, completely different group of people, because it's actually the queer community of Chicago that comes out to that event. You can feel the difference. You can feel how much better it is. You're not trying to like shove through crowds and get in people's faces and do all the things, and folks who get offended and they're like, I'm just here to see the person that y'all get to see for free because I want to see them for free. And it's like, no, this is not for you. So that's the key thing, is we do want these safe spaces. We do want them for us, but it has become a bit of a spectacle in a lot of ways. And now it's almost like instead of enjoying Pride Month, we're just tired. We're just gay and tired.
It's gonna be my thing.
Gay and tired is what we are right now. And that sucks for us, because we should be out here celebrating, when really we're out here basically trying to block and sidestep from the straights who come to flock as passive allies.
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Like, thankful for it, but these have been the longest 26 days as of our recording in a while. Like, this has been a full month. It really is. Especially if you work in any company. Like, I work at a queer company, so it's been a lot. It's just a lot. So, and each year it's been more straight people, more people that aren't community, that are coming into party and all that. So it's a lot. So you're not a bad queer for that. Yeah. Hope that helps. I would say happy Pride, but happy fall. Honestly.
What?
Happy fall.
Now you just skipping over summer. Don't you better pay some respect to summer.
I did summer. I said summer and spring, and now, it's time for fall.
It's not yet.
It's
happy summer one more time.
It's fall.
Say happy summer.
It might as well be fall.
Say happy summer.
It's fall. We're gonna move on to the last one here. Is from Mia or Maya. They asked, am I a bad queer for wanting to only date women at least 20 years older than me?
Wow.
At least.
Sugar mama, I'm yours.
For context, I'm 25 and I have been out since I was 13. I've usually dated women around my age, but my relationships have always been unsuccessful. I've just started casually seeing a 47 and 50-year-old work this year, and I think I'm more aligned with their lifestyle. In parentheses, no, I'm not a sugar baby. I make really good money. Okay,
I mean, it could be a yes and situation. And values. Like, congratulations.
Yeah, that's true. You could still be a rich sugar baby with initiative and job.
That's called investment, like in yourself.
Yeah, safe sugar baby, self-sustaining sugar baby.
Self-sustaining sugar baby. Come on.
The name of the episode is a self-sustaining sugar baby.
Done.
Done. I stand 10 toes down. I have older siblings and parents, so the closest people to me have always been older for most of my life. Is my preference too harsh, Mia? No, you are a self-sustaining person. So, I don't know. Yeah, switch up the vibes. 25 is, that's young. I wouldn't say like fuck everybody around your age or 10, 15 years. Like, they might be okay too, but if you're vibing out with this 47 and 51-year-old, first off, again, but see where it goes. Yeah, you have older siblings. I get that. I have older siblings and older parents too, so sometimes it makes sense. And yeah, check it out.
I was like, I love that this person has just been like, I am 25.
Yeah,
I have been doing this life for over a decade now.
I do think that's important to say, because it's just like they have been in the life. They're like, I have been in it for 12 years, dating these young hussies around my age, and I am ready to
They're like, I'm sick of their shit. All of these babies,
their shit. Yeah,
don't know what they're doing.
I know.
I am experienced and brilliant.
Mia might be in LA.
Things like
Mia might be in LA.
Okay, and said, no, I want older people who have been about this life, know their things,
calm spirit,
are good. Like, I'm not here. I just want to read a good book, watch my show, have some wine with dinner,
and
yeah, I love it. I feel like for the queer community, it's also great because we do get to explore ages more often. And a lot of times, sometimes you do. I say a lot, but it's like sometimes. I'll say sometimes. We still look
Sometimes, yeah.
at the relationships and we're just like, oh, the age difference or oh, this. And it's just like the joy of the queer community is being able to push the bounds of things.
Yeah.
Like it's not that not all of them aren't things that you should squint your eyes at and wonder what's really
Hmm.
happening. But I feel like even if it was a sugar mama, sugar baby type thing, I feel like that's
Be
less frowned
fine.
upon
Be fine, girl.
in the queer community and you
Be
can just go
fine.
and do your things. But it's also like,
Yeah.
you know, if that's what it is and you genuinely find joy and it's not, you know, a power play, it's not anything that you are going to complete yourself or something. Instead, you're just, like we said, gay and tired. And you just
Yeah.
want to find the people that
Gay
fit your
inspired.
energy. It's
Uh,
then this can be it. And
this- yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. This is what you've been surrounded with. That's what you're used to and what you're acclimated to. So as long as you are safe in those relationships and everybody's kind of clean, clear, and under control, like go for it. Gay
Yeah.
men do that shit all the time.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. And sometimes I think with the different ages, and that's why I think it was important for them to like say that they've been out since 13, because I think, you catch people at different times in their journey of coming out. So maybe they're dating a lot of people who, and that's not to say that you wouldn't find that with somebody who's 20, years older than you, for sure. There's a lot of people who are coming out later in life, but maybe they've just been, queer and had some of the same experiences that you had or whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Just do it. We don't care. No one in our community cares.
No.
As long as y'all are, y'all vibe, y'all have consent, y'all are all on the same page, y'all communicate. It's really fine. So you be a self-sustaining sugar baby
Okay.
with pride, you know. So
With pride.
with pride, but not happy pride because exhausted. So that is the end of our advice segment. I think we gave sage advice today, don't you? Sage.
Sage.
Sage advice. DM your questions to us at badqueerspod or email them at badqueerspodcast@gmail.com.
All right. What type of bad queers will we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? I will go ahead and go first. So my bad queer opinion, I got this one actually from Queer Sex Therapy's Instagram page. They've recently been posting a lot of really affirming posts. And to that, I say thank you. And then I want to point out one of them that they said, direct quote, being out for longer does not equal being more queer than someone who just came out.
Hmm.
And I think more people need to hear that because I don't think we use baby gay anymore as a cute statement where it's like, oh, you're fresh, you're baby gay, you're coming out, you're doing things. And instead, it's just to like shit on. It's almost
Derogatory.
like they've become like the little siblings of the queer community. And you're just like, you don't know any better. You don't know anything, all of that. So first things first, I have some points to make about this statement. One, each of us had some sort of lesson we had learned as we were coming out. You have to go through the little education phase of things, and all of us are going to have some sort of lesson that we learned as we were coming out. Whether or not you've been in the community for years or you're just coming out and welcoming yourself into the space, all of us had lessons that we were going through, and that is an experience that we can all share. Some folks coming out today have way more knowledge than LGBTQ plus community who has been here.
Very true.
They're coming out here with the notes, with the subtext, with the glossary, with
The
the
words.
bibliography. What is it? Like all the things that we had to do in high school and college. They are coming out with those things and they have the knowledge and the words and the phrasing and the historical context and all of that.
Doing the
So,
citations and all
okay,
that with
like
it.
you could sit down and take a quiz next to somebody who's been out most of their lives and somebody who just came out. And some of those people are going to pass the test because they know. They've done the research, they've done the things. So you can't compare anybody's knowledge and things like that. Like this is why we do half the things that we do on the podcast is because everybody expects you to know these things and there's a pressure to do that and you shouldn't have to. But nowadays, so many people are coming out and already know. They already know what's up. So just remember that. Some of them might know more than you. Just because you wear rainbow head to toe during Pride season doesn't make you any more queer than the next person who shows
keep
up
tacking.
maybe in just like a regular t-shirt, jeans, and maybe just a pride pin. Maybe a pride hat, if you would. Maybe no pride things. that does not make you more queer. So being able to come out and like compare this things, I just wanted to point out some examples of stuff, but basically stop trying to measure folks' queerness. Period.
I like that.
Thank you.
I'm actually gonna have two bad queer opinions.
Oh,
And
wow. 2 for today.
I mean, two for today. Because they're relevant for our conversation. The first one is that Pride Month is exhausting. Like we've said this before, we need different events. Like it's the party of it all. Like it needs to be different. It needs to be different things. I don't know what it's going to be, but it just needs to be different because it's exhausting and it's hot. It's hot outside.
Hot.
We got to do some indoor stuff that's like, let's sit down. You could still play music. I still think music should be involved and possibly drinks. Not for everything, but you know, it's good to have it around. But something, I don't know. I don't fucking know. It needs to be different. And then my second thing is that if you wear too many rainbows, I think that's a red flag. That's a red flag for me. Like too many rainbows is just, I don't know about those. I don't know about those people. I don't know. It's kind of a red flag for me. It is. Yeah, it's a red flag.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a red flag. At this point, too.
I feel like unless it's like an elder queer, because they come out, it doesn't matter. Like that's like their sporting
like parades.
Events.
Are you talking about like parades and stuff, or like sporting events? I mean, just like,
what are you talking about?
Showing up during Pride Month, like wearing flags in different places that aren't parades. Let's just say, actually, it's only acceptable in parade because even if you go to a party, that's kind of like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you only lead with your queerness and all that. Like that is the most important thing to you. And then also, obviously, I have obvious bias against the rainbow. So there's that. So it's like, all around red flag for me.
It's like whenever I see like the elder queers that come in like the Pride festivals and then they have their little like flag cape and then they got their flag visor and then they got their little flag sock. And I think that's adorable.
Fine.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
I think
and
that's
I don't like parades. So all of that is parade.
Also,
that's parade attire look at to me. Like that is parade attire. You know, that's probably why I don't like parades. Like that makes sense because you're like turning yourself into a fucking float. But to just wear that out is a red flag. It's a red flag.
I support.
Yeah.
I think I could support that. Yeah.
We should start calling out too. Like you are literally walking around as rainbow capitalism. Because where did you get those flags from? I don't think you got it from an Etsy shop that's owned by a nice
local
queer
business.
couple in Oregon. No, you got that from Walmart. And we just told you what Walmart did. We just told you. So
look at it.
I don't know.
Look at that. Wow.
I'm glad I got that off my chest because it is just first off exhausting.
Yeah.
But those people who wear all the goddamn rainbows are just, it's a red flag. Literally walking around as rainbow capitalism. So
I love this. Wow, look at that. All right. Well, what better way to wrap up the show than with that sentiment and giving shout outs to our faves, because you know we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. My shout out this week goes to COLAGE. COLAGE. It's a national organization for folks who have one or more LGBTQIA plus parent or caregiver. They host events, have resources, and are building a beautiful community around support and belonging. You can follow and hopefully attend an event on IG at Collage National.
I never heard of them. My shout out is to Queer Women of Color Books, who are having their inaugural author panel discussion series called The Price of Passion on August 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern. This series is designed to connect queer women of color authors with their current and future readers. This 1-hour virtual event features some of the most phenomenal indie queer women of color authors eager to share their soulful sapphic stories with you.
Ooh, soulful sapphic.
Soulful sapphic stories.
That's a section of the bookstore that I want to go.
I know.
Soulful sapphic. Be like, excuse me.
Sapphic.
Do you have a soulful sapphic session? Wow, that's a lot to say. Wow, that's hard. I'm gonna practice.
That's a tongue twister.
I'm gonna practice.
Follow Queer Women of Color Books on IG at QWOC Books, and we'll have it in the description.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.